knows. And who have we got now? Some nobody.
Don't blame me. I'm not an executive, just a writer.
You are. Writing words, more words. Well, you've made a rope of words and strangled this business. But there's a microphone right there to catch the last gurgles. And Technicolor to photograph the red swollen tongue.
You wake up the monkey.
Get out! Max!
Next time I'll bring my autograph album along. Or maybe a hunk of cement and ask for your footprint. It's okay, I'm going.
Just a minute, you. You're a writer, you said.
Why?
Are you or aren't you?
That's what it says on my guild card.
And you have written pictures, haven't you?
Sure have. Want a list of my credits?
I want to ask you something. Come in here.
Last one I wrote was about Okies in the Dust Bowl. You'd never know because when it reached the screen, the whole thing played on a torpedo boat. Intimate, isn't it?
The wind gets in that blasted pipe organ. I ought to have it taken out.
I'll teach it a better tune.
Young man, tell me something. How long is a movie script these days? I mean, how many pages?
Depends on what it is, a Donald Duck or a Joan of Arc.
This is to be a very important picture. I've written it myself. Took me years.
Looks like enough for 6 important pictures.
It's a story of Salome. I think I'll have DeMille direct it.
DeMille? Uh-huh.
We made a lot of pictures together.
And you'll play Salome?
Who else?
Only asking. I didn't know you were planning a comeback.
I hate that word. It's return. A return to the millions of people who've never forgiven me for deserting the screen.
Fair enough.
Salome. What a woman. What a part. The princess in love with a holy man. She dances the dance of the 7 veils. He rejects her, so she demands his head on a golden tray, kissing his cold, dead lips.
They'll love it in Pomona.
They love it every place. Read it. Read the scene just before she has him killed.
Never let another writer read your material. He may steal it.
I'm not afraid. Read it. Max, bring something to drink. Sit down. Is there enough light?
I've got 20/20 vision.
I said sit down.
Well, I had no pressing engagement, except with those boys from the finance office. And she'd mentioned something to drink. Why not? Sometimes it's interesting to see just how bad writing can be. This promised to go the limit. I wondered what a handwriting expert would make of that childish scrawl of hers. Max wheeled in some champagne and some caviar. Later, I found out that Max was the only other person in that grim sunset castle. And I found out a few other things about him. As for her, she sat coiled up like a watch spring, her cigarette clamped in a curious holder. I could sense her eyes on me from behind those dark glasses, defying me not to like what I read. Or maybe begging me in her own proud way to like it. It meant so much to her. It sure was a cozy setup. That bundle of raw nerves, and Max, and a dead monkey upstairs, and the wind wheezing through that organ once in a while. Later on, just for comedy relief, the real guy arrived with a baby coffin. It was all done with great dignity. He must have been a very important chimp. The great-grandson of King Kong, maybe. It got to be 11. I was feeling a little sick at my stomach, what with that sweet champagne and that tripe I'd been reading. That silly hodgepodge of melodramatic plots. However, by then, I'd started concocting a little plot of my own.
Well?
This is fascinating.
Of course it is.
Maybe it's a little long, and maybe there's some repetitions, but you're not a professional writer.
I wrote that with my heart.
Sure you did. That's what makes it great. What it needs is, maybe a little more dialogue.
What for? I can say anything I want with my eyes.
Well, it certainly could use a pair of shears and a blue pencil.
I will not have it butchered.
Of course not. But it ought to be organized. Just an editing job. You can find somebody.
Oh, I'd have to have somebody I could trust. When were you born? I mean, what sign of the zodiac?
I don't know.
What month?
December 21st.
Sagittarius. I like Sagittarians. You can trust them.
Thank you.
I want you to do this work.
Me? I'm busy. I just finished a script and I'm doing another assignment.
I don't care.
You know, I'm pretty expensive. I get $500 a week.
I wouldn't worry about money. I'll make it worth your while.
Maybe I'd better take the rest of the script home and read it.
Oh, no, I couldn't let it out of my house. You'll have to finish it here.
Well, it's getting kind of late.
Are you married, Mr.
Name is Gillis, single.
Where do you live?
Hollywood, Alto Nido Apartments.
There's something wrong with your car, you said.
There sure is.
Why shouldn't you stay here?
Look, I'll come back early tomorrow.
Nonsense. There's a room over the garage. Max will take you there. Max!
I felt kind of pleased with the way I'd handled the situation. I dropped the hook, and she snapped at it.